Hello everyone, welcome back to another yoga short. Today we're going to do like a mix of what I think if I was someone was like, teach now and I didn't have to prepare, this would be like my default of what I would go to. So it's like my go-to class for when I know I want to do something that's well-rounded and has a bunch of stuff I'm familiar with that I really like. So this is kind of like an all-around go-to flow, feel-good flow, and it'll be fun. And if you've taken class with me before, a lot of this stuff will be familiar, which is great because it's always great to do the same thing again and see what happens the next time. So we're just gonna get started, and we're gonna start in a child's pose. So knees as wide as the mat, big toes touch, arms come out long, and let your forehead just rest on the mat. And just start listening to your breath, breathing, guiding the breath into the low belly. Each inhale filling up, each exhale letting something else out. Maybe something you didn't realize you were holding some tension in your toes or your fingers or your shoulders. Pressing your hips back a teensy bit more. Take one more deep inhale and exhale. And once that's done, we're going to press yourself up into our sturdy hands and knees pose. So hands are underneath your shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. As you can tell, I don't have any props with me, so you shouldn't need anything, but if you have props nearby, always a great thing. And we're just going to take some cats and cows. Inhaling as you arch, exhaling as you round. Noticing where your hands and your feet are, how they're pressing down, where they're pressing down more, where they're pressing down less. You want to try to have equal energy pressing down in all parts of your fingers and your hands and your toes and your feet. And keep inhaling and exhaling for each cat and cow motion. Feel free to close your eyes and get even more into it. Go at any speed that feels good today. Like I said, this is just a feel-good flow, so do what makes you happiest, which is the goal of life anyway. Take one more, and then we'll take our good old wrist flip. So flipping your hand around 180 degrees, flipping the other hand, so now our fingers are pointing towards our knees. You're gonna gaze out and down in front of you so you're not tucking your chin in towards you, and then you can take circles to the right or either direction first. Just notice that your wrists are still parallel to the front of your mat. Notice as you stir your hips around, if they're hitting all parts of a pot, if you were stirring the pot, literally and figuratively, we love to stir the pot sometimes. And then circle in the other direction, same thing. Notice where you might feel some like weird achiness or weirdness. Feel free to pause somewhere. You can get your head involved too. And then circle to the right again. Notice where the weight is in your hands. Try to press it out on the thumb side a little bit more than the pinky side. Slight bend in the elbows so your arms are not locked. And then circle to the left again. You can circle your head, you can close your eyes, really go inward as you take these movements and see what happens. Still listening to your breath. One more. And then come back to neutral. Place your hands down, back the normal way. Just let any sensation settle. You're gonna tuck your right toes behind you, straighten your right leg, and begin to take pulses forward and back on that right calf. My calves are like always tight, so this is really nice to help with that. On your next one, spin the whole sole of the foot down. You can kickstand your left leg out and then lift your right arm up, coming into a supported Shavasana side plank. You can look up at your thumb or look down at your other thumb. One more cycle of breath. Exhale, swim the right hand back down underneath the shoulder. Bring that left thigh or left shin back. Lift your right leg up so that it's in line with your hip. Toes are pointing down, and lift your left arm out. Finding your core. One cycle of breath here, hips are square. If someone stuck a stick through them, it would come out the same place on the other side. Exhale, come back down. Other side, tuck the left toes back, straighten the leg. Take some pulses forward and back. Getting into the calf. Noticing which leg might feel a little bit more. Keep looking down and out. One more cycle of breath. And then spin the right shin down. Spin the whole sole of the left foot down. Lift that left arm up. Supported Bashasana. Head can be down, right out in front of you, or looking up at the sky. Roll the shoulders down and back. One more cycle of breath, finding your balance. Exhale, swim the left hand down. Bring that right shin parallel to the mat and lift up the left leg. Heel is in line with your hip. Right arm comes out by your ear. Thumb can be pointed up or to any direction, whatever feels nice. One more breath. And then place it all back down. Give yourself a little bit of a shake, rattle, and roll around before you set yourself up to come into your first downward facing dog. From there, take a few pedals out just to find your bearings. And then come forward to a plank pose. Just measuring out. Hands are under shoulders. Legs are super engaged. And from here, bend the knees, stick the butt up. Take a few more pedals. And begin to find some visible stillness, still pressing down to lift up with both the hands and feet. One more breath here. And then begin to walk your feet towards your hands, coming to your first forward fold. Feet or hips width distance, and just let your body drop over like it's a drape over a window. Hanging so effortlessly. Knees are tracking over toes. Crown of the head is imagining it's connecting with the ground. And then slowly, slowly begin to roll yourself up to stand. Head is last to lift. Stacking vertebra on top of vertebra until your head comes up on top. And then you can shake everything out. Give yourself a little roll in the shoulders and the head. And notice where your feet are. Make sure they're underneath your hips. And inhale, bring your arms up, interlace your hands together, and then press your palms as if you were high-fiving the ceiling. And we're gonna take some circles to the right. So you're gonna round your spine, circle over to the right, get a nice side stretch on the left side, come back around, over to the left, right side body stretch, and come back to center. And take this 2 or 3 more times. You can make it your own. You can go as big or as small as you want to. You can close your eyes again if that's something you want to try. Notice if the interlace with all your fingers is coming a little bit loose, and squeeze them together. Take one more. And then you'll lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Switch the interlacing of which pointer finger's on top. Press that to the sky instead. Do the same thing to the left. So rounding the spine down. Circling to the left. Ooh, that feels really nice on the right side. Coming back over to the right. Keep going. Our side body channels can get super tight. So this is super nice to open them back up and let more energy flow through there. Take one more circle around, as slow or as fast as you want to. Knees can stay bent this whole time. And then lift the hands up, let your arms drop, and then starting with the crown of the head, roll yourself back down to your forward fold. Once you get there, inhale, lengthen out the spine, hands on your shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step or walk or hop or anything, your dog, anything to get back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up, down dog split. Exhale, bring your right foot to your right thumb. Place your back knee down, untuck your back toes, find your lunge. Find your measured lunge that makes sense for you. Knee on top of ankle, hips are square. And then reach your arms forward, out and up. You can grab your opposite elbow once you get to the top, pressing the hips forward. Take a few cycles of breath here. See what happens when you press the hip forward, the effect it has on your torso, chest, neck, and head. And imagine that someone has strings on your elbows and they're pulling them up. One more breath. Lifting the arms, placing your fingertips down to frame your front foot. And then this time, lift your right toes up. Begin to straighten your right leg and come back into a runner stretch. You can sway your hips from right to left, turning out and in your toes to get a nice full hamstring stretch. All parts of the hamstring. Yay. Take a few more. Exhale, come back to center. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Place the whole left hand down and lift your right arm up, twisting open to the right. Left hip pulls a little bit forward, right hip pulls a little bit back so hips stay square. And then exhale, swim the right hand back down. Come up onto fingertips, begin to straighten a little bit into that right leg, lifting the left heel up even more. Sway those hips from side to side. One more breath. Press those hands back down and step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale to flush it out. Bring your body forward and through to a tuck-toed up dog. Exhale, bend the knees, stick the butt up, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up, down dog split. Exhale, bring your left foot to your left thumb. Place your back knee down, find your version of your lunge for today. Make sure you have those 90-degree angles and those 180-degree angles. And then reach your arms forward, out and up. Grab your opposite elbow this time. Making a frame for your face. Opening up the windows of your armpits, which are the gateways to your lungs. So we're creating more space in our lungs so we can have deeper, fuller breaths. 90-degree angle, still in that right, or the left knee. That 180-degree angle is still in your hips, which is a straight line, I think. God, I studied engineering, so I really hope that's right. And if not, then sad. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, place your fingertips back down. And then lift your left toes up this time, coming into a runner stretch on this side. Rock the hips right to left, turn the toes in and out. And the left knee can stay a little bit bent. No need to lock it out, no need to have it be super straight. Take one more breath here, gazing out and down. Come back to your low lunge, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, press down with your right hand this time and lift your left arm up, coming into this low lunge twist. Gazing up, left hip pulls back, right heel lifts up even more. And then exhale, swim the left hand down, coming up onto fingertips if that feels nice. Begin to straighten a little bit into the left leg. Right heel still lifted up super high. Imagine that it's pressing into a wall, so it has no other choice. One more breath. Relax your jaw, relax your face, relax your forehead. Exhaling, place the hands down and step yourself back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your body forward and through, upward facing dog. Exhale, bend the knees, stick the butt up, downward facing dog. One more breath here. And then place the knees down, sit to one side, and we're coming on to our backs already. So once you get there, you can find your knees slightly bent, soles of the feet on the ground, and just begin to rock your knees from right to left. Letting everything settle. Notice how your breath feels compared to the beginning. And then the next time both knees are to the right, you're going to let them just fall. Arms can come out into a T if that feels nice, or a cactus shape. And your right ankle is going to come on top of your left knee. Gaze can be over the left shoulder. Getting a nice twist. Take Take a few deep breaths here, imagining a long line from your left shoulder diagonally going down and out through the right knee. Something is spreading you apart like silly putty. One more deep inhale and exhale. Let everything come back to center. Feet can still be wide. Arms can stay where they are and come back to those windshield wipering rocks. Super duper. And then the next time both knees are to the left, same thing. Let that left ankle come on top of the right knee if that feels nice. Give yourself a little bit more of a press down and an opening in the upper right thigh. Head turns over to the right. Find your breath. See if it's already slowed down a bit from the little flow that we did. One more cycle of breath here. Pulling yourself apart in two directions. And then exhale, come back to center. Let your arms go wherever they want. Let your knees windshield wiper a little bit more. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a really big squeeze. Forehead comes towards your knees. And then let that go, coming into your Savasana. Did not mean for that to rhyme, but that's nice too. Fidget your way into where you want to be for Savasana today. Let your feet splay out. Let your palms face up towards the sky. I like to give myself a shoulder roll down and back so I know I have as much surface area as possible from my back pressing onto the mat, taking up as much space as you want. Following your breath. Noticing how we did a nice little arc of effort there. We had a little mini warm-up. We had a little mini energetic flow. And now we have a mini rest. Starting from the bottom to the top and then back to the bottom. A nice little journey. Finding your breath. Letting everything settle. The combination of your mind, body, and effort begins to rest. I will leave you here, so feel free to rest for as long as you want. Otherwise, come out of it slowly and enjoy the rest of your day.